Greetings, friends, and welcome to today's dose of inspiration. When's the last time you had a good rest? Now, I'm not talking about a good nap or a good night's sleep. I mean, when is the last time you had a really good rest? Now, before you hurry up and tell me, oh, I just got off of our summer vacation, I had a good break. No, maybe you didn't. If you're anything like us, you need a vacation from your vacation when you get back. Most of us have so many activities that we want to do, and we try to cram them all in a 1 week's vacation or a 2 weeks vacation, and we stay super busy the entire time. It may be a little bit of a break from work, but I'm talking about rest. You know, the Bible is full of commands from the Lord, and often I like to say there's a very important top 10 list as well. That's right. We more commonly know them as the 10 Commandments. We're real good about keeping the 10 Commandments. We like to remind people not to lie, not to steal, to keep the name of the Lord holy and never take it in vain. But one of the things that we often forget about in that top 10 is the Sabbath principle. That's what I like to call it anyway. The principle of the Sabbath. God designed for us to have 1 day of rest. And as a matter of fact, He patterned that for us at the creation of the world. He spent 6 days during that creation story working really hard, making sure that everything was to perfection. And then on the 7th day, God rested. You know, if it was important enough for God to rest and for Him to take a day off, it's certainly important enough for us. And I know we live right now in a culture that is driven by success, in a culture that is driven by work and by excelling, and everybody is running at such a high, fast pace that very rarely does anybody stop to rest. I want to encourage you guys to start taking that day. Now, it doesn't matter what day of the week. It could be a Monday for you. It could be a Sunday. If you're anything like me and are working hard in ministries, then Sunday is going to actually be the busiest day of the week for you. But take 1 day. The Apostle Paul told us in the New Testament that it doesn't really matter. 1 day is not more holy than another. It's just the principle of the rest. You know, Jesus thought so much of the Sabbath that when being questioned about the Sabbath, He responded by saying, man wasn't made for the Sabbath, but Sabbath was made for man. It is a gift to us from God, a gift to help us rest and relax. You know, our culture is laden with people who have diseases out of control. More diseases, it seems now, than ever before, yet our medical knowledge has increased. I believe a large part of that is because we are running our bodies ragged and we are not resting. Friends, I want to challenge you. Begin taking that 1 day a week. On that day, it is important that we focus on God, that we honor Him, that we reverence Him, that we spend time with Him. And if you will remember, last week we talked about the goodness of being in His presence and how that rejuvenates us. It's amazing how that works. When we take that 1 day, when we focus on God, when we rest and we relax in His presence, it really does re-energize us for the week ahead. So I'm going to issue you a challenge. If you have not been honoring the Sabbath principle in your life, then I want to encourage you to begin doing that and just try it for the next month. Those 4 days that you're going to find yourself resting, really pushing everything aside just to rest, to worship God, to focus on being with Him, I guarantee you at the end of that month, you will find yourself in a whole different place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. I want to thank you so very much for tuning in. Until next time, I pray that you will walk in the favor and blessings of the Lord. See you soon.